map that everybody knows at this point. It's sort of like the new Dust 2 in that sense, a map that everybody is comfortable on.
Yeah, certainly. Mirage is the map that everyone seems to know how to play. It's fairly standard, just that mid control, etc. So if we do end up going that far, it will be interesting to watch. But starting it off now on Cobblestone, we do see KiNgs come out on top of that knife front. They'll have the decision about which side they want to begin on. And do you think on Cobblestone that's really a determinant factor, or either side really going to be fine?
I think it's difficult. I mean, there's no doubt on the T side you spawn with map control is kind of the phrase that everybody uses, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to get so aggressive. But then on the CT side, you kind of do have control of things in terms of how you get aggressive or where you get aggressive to gather that info. And I mean, the force buy rounds on CT side as well, especially on B side with the state of the CZ at the moment, can be pretty heavily in your favor.
Yeah, but we are right into the action anyway. We can see going straight into this one. KiNg's just looking to try and approach over towards B. The bomb, though, hanging back in spawn. Will wrap around, and we could be just seeing a bit of a split, perhaps looking to try and come in. But we see the opening kill actually go in favor of Lot Eater. He's able to take down Trials, and there's no one really in position from KiNg's to go ahead and return that one.
That's some nice early aggression. Like I mentioned, that's kind of how you have to make things happen. Dropping down into drop room, though, of course, the classic, going a bit aggressive. Going to be hearing Connector, getting a bit caught out. Lungi actually comes in with the team kill. Massey picking up 2, and now it's going to be Shiki all by himself, and he can't get anything done. So only 1 kill there, going the way of the T side. A really decisive pistol coming out from Luminary.
Yeah, indeed. Just the first player gone out, I believe it was Trials, out towards platform, just got immediately picked off, and there was no one in position. And after that, a team kill as well came in. So it kind of just worked out all for Luminary going into this one now. Of course, KiNg's, they will go ahead and fully invest. They don't actually save any money at all to go towards an op in the first gun round. So if they don't win this, of course that is. But let's see what they're going to be able to find. They have a bit of utility to try and back this one up, a smoke and a flash. And they're up against a couple of rifles, a Mag 7, and a double UMP setup. So it's not really the safest buy coming in from the CT side.
No, but in a way, it's kind of what you would expect. I mean, the Mag 7, perhaps a little bit greedy at this point in time, you know, playing over towards drop, hoping to get a bit of money going. But it's kind of like if you get overwhelmed, you're going to end up losing that, losing a fair amount of control. It can be effective on a CT force buy round, but when you're in full control, perhaps a little bit risky. I think, though, T-side KiNg's, they really want to get the bomb down here in this situation to make this force buy worthwhile. At the moment, just playing a bit of a default, trying to catch off some of that CT aggression that they will recognize is probably going to be coming their way. Dream over towards Long is going to get double teamed in just a second. Gets taken down, does a bit of damage onto Archer and spots 2 out. So these A players need to be careful now that they don't get overwhelmed. Like I say, the T side is a bit split, so 40 seconds thereabouts remaining. It looks pretty passive so far from both sides.
Indeed it does. Another kill will go in favor of Archer, though. Swaps out to the USP as well, and is actually able to get a couple dinks in there. So Lumji, he's taken down low, and the assistance has been found. Single kill in the end will be found by Whisk, but as you said, to really make that worthwhile, they wanted at least a bomb plant. They invested into everyone. They don't get the extra $800, and only a single kill as well isn't amazing. That's not really going to impact the economy too much for Luminary. And you can see Squiddy, he just goes straight onto an M4 in this one, drops his weapon over, I believe, and they're going to have another easy time now into this one to just try and build up more bank.
Getting themselves the conversion rounds is pretty important at this point in time. You know, like we said earlier, you spawn with that map control on T side, perhaps have a little bit of an easier go of things in terms of control how those gun rounds can go. So if you're able to get that clean 3 rounds on the board, then you're going to have a good economy going into that gun round on the CT side. And straight up side alley rush coming in, a couple of kills for Squiddy. He does actually get taken down, but should pretty much be all she wrote here as the rotates are coming in. P250 in the hands of Dream, but he's not going to get anything done. The P2K, 2 clean little headshots coming in from Laughty? I don't know. I'm not quite sure how.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but that was crisp.
Indeed, it was.
That's the best way to put it. But yeah, coming into this one now, it looks like Luminary, they may go ahead and keep what is called usually a bonus round. They don't really upgrade their weapons. They're willing to keep the weaker ones mostly. Archer goes ahead and gets himself the Opto. And now KiNg's, they get the full set of rifles and actually a decent amount of utility into it, considering they didn't actually find that bomb plant. So it's not a terrible buy, and it's a decent start as well. Damage being found on towards Archer. He tried to get aggressive with the op, as you said on the CT side. You have to work for that info, and he does pay for it, and the cost is 57 points of his HP.
The Bogdan Law, though, dude, I mean, doesn't really matter if he's on low HP with the op.
It was his op initially, so we're not going to Bogdan Law.
that's true, to be fair. But yeah, still taking that damage is not great. Molotov going to do a fair amount of damage onto Trials. Almost takes him down. He sat in that corner and thought he was away from it, but of course he wasn't. Left 4 HP. So it could very quickly become a 5-on-4 situation here. As again, KiNg's just kind of taking it passively, watching for any aggression at this point in time. Though Luminary don't want to be making any mistakes. Don't have to force the issue, and like you say, it sort of went for a quasi no upgrade round. You know, there's a couple of players still on the weaker weaponry. Archer, of course, gets the AWP out, but other than that, you know, you've got those 3 players on slightly lesser firepower, so they don't really want to be making any mistakes or battling those AKs, long range, you know, encounters and whatnot. So just taking it passively on both sides, really. There's only 30 seconds remaining here, though, so looks like KiNg's are going to start the execute, but a little bit of a fake. Maybe? I'm not quite sure what is going on. It looks like they are going to go back towards B, smoking out connector, and now
look where the bomb is.
Players on. Oh no, this could actually be huge.
It could indeed. If they're able to even get the initial frags here, that could delay just long enough. You see the nade comes in, gets the trade out. Dream going to be able to push forward and find a headshot, but the bomb, it's not going to be able to make it. That's the round over and done with unless the kills can be found. And actually, it's looking possible. But Squiddy, he's in a safe position. He does survive. And Luminary, they take themselves a 4th round. Thanks to KiNg's kind of outplaying themselves, I guess is the best way you can put that one.
I mean, it was a huge blunder. You know, the player with the bomb, I believe, was Shiki, and he had thrown the smoke over towards connector as to kind of sell the fake, but then just sort of stood inside Ali as though he wasn't quite clear whether they were actually faking or not. And that extra kind of 2 or 3 seconds really did end up costing them. They're able to get a buyout here, but it's not ideal at this point in time. They're going to get locked down on that B-long position. As the flash is going to come over in just a second for Adam. Blinds up all 3 of the players, but the counter flash is good, so that allows Shiki to take him down. Nice bit of control found as they make their way out towards platform. The rotates are coming in, so they've got to act quickly. Dream going to get a second before he gets taken down. So a 3-on-3 situation now as another T-side player gets dropped. Louty and Massey holding it down beautifully. The bomb has gone down in the smoke. Charles with a nice little clean headshot over towards the drop room. Getting himself Molotov'd out, though. Left on 5 HP here, so it's a 2-on-2, but HP heavily in favor of the CT side. They've both got kits. A little bit of utility remaining as well. Flash going to go up high. Trials trying to work off of it, but no one is blind, and Shiki can't finish it off either. So that will be the 5th round on the board. Luminary off to a really strong start.
I don't think that nade done any damage because it landed on the steps for Shiki. I think otherwise he probably would have been taken down. So nice round coming in from Luminary once again. They get themselves the 5-0 lead. The buy can once again come in for KiNg's. They got themselves the plant. They get themselves all the money bonus, $3,400 of course, and the full set of rifles will be purchased up. And let's see if they're going to be able to finally get around onto the board. The previous gun round, it was going okay until they ran themselves out of time. That was the main problem really. So
yeah,
they played the Navi style and it didn't go well.
Indeed. I mean, they can definitely find the shots, you know, and they have the firepower here. Shiki, Lungi, I feel like Dream as well, pretty strong. Whisk tends to fancy his hand on the AWP a lot of the time. At the moment, they've not really had the money to do that. 1-for-1 trade so far. Looks like it is going to eventually be an A hit here. The T's are so split. There's actually a player stuck on the B bomb site by the looks of things, but his teammates are making quick work of the A defense. They're going to get that bomb down. Ooh, or maybe not. Lungi will trade back Archer at the very least. So now it's into a 2-on-1. I'm not really quite sure where Massey is playing from. Lungi just kind of needs to get the bomb down here. Shiki, play the bomb. Make sure that he doesn't go down. Massey now with it all to do. KiNg's got an opportunity to get their first round on the board for sure. And that they do.
Yeah, they do indeed. Nice shot by Shiki. So there we go, KiNg's. They get themselves around onto the board. And actually, looking at the economy of Luminary, they definitely are struggling. They aren't going to be able to get a great investment into this one. Looks like they want to go for it. They know they've kept the economy of KiNg's quite low. If they win one round themselves, they'll be straight back into a great lead in an economic position. And also, of course, round-wise. So, yeah, they get what they can. They get out one up. They get out a FAMAS, a UMP, a Mag 7, and a CZ. And let's see what they're going to be able to actually find with this one. Archer initially tries to get aggressive, but a flash going down will force him back off. And as you said, the T is they start with the map control, and instantly they're looking to try and get even more. So a little bit greedy, perhaps.
Maybe. I mean, over towards mid is a really good, you know, way to get aggression for that CT side. You can get away quite easily. could quite easily pick up a pick. You know, the smoke that you throw in towards the doors as the T side doesn't fully cover the entire space of the door, if that makes sense. You know, you can see slightly over the top of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So you do have to be careful. But playing it well, just a couple of flashbangs in to make it look like you're rushing, or at the very least, force the AWP away so that he's not able to get anything done. Because most of this round for Luminary here is going to ride on that Louty with the Mag 7. Going to take down Whisk in E-box. A little bit of a double check. Trial, so picking up 2. Now it's just going to be Adam on the stairs. They're aware of his position as well. Gets taken down through the smoke. And now 4 versus 2. Bomb going to make its way across and get planted, and the call to save made by Luminary as Archer has still got that big green gun. He wants to take it into the next round, of course. Not really able to get anything done. I think a lot of the round here for Luminary, like I say, was riding on that AWP, and he was over towards A, and they ended up going B. So smartly played by KiNg, get second on the board, don't get themselves reset. Got an opportunity to start evening up the scoreline here.
Yeah, great work by Luminary, by KiNg rather, as you said, to deny Luminary the map control over towards A, flashing that up or back off of the angle, not allowing for any picks to be found, and just playing it safe. And then, yeah, they reapproached the B bomb site after forcing some of the utility out of their hands, and they just had an easy time being able to actually take it over. So there we go, 2 in a row now for KiNgs. And as we mentioned, Luminary, they spent pretty much everything into this round, so they're not really going to be able to invest anything into the following. Likely just going to have this op and FAMAS to work with. Let's see if they can actually find anything with it.
I mean, if they can bait around the pistols, it's certainly doable. You know, we've seen time and time again at all levels of Counter-Strike how effective the AWP can be on the CT side in just winning rounds. You know, get a 3K, get a 4K, especially with a FAMAS to help out. It's certainly possible. With the Mac 10 leading the way, it might just be difficult for the CT side to face off against that. Bit of a boost coming in towards drop, but all the pressure is on platform here, so they're going to go bursting out. There's no one directly on the site, so it should be a rather easy take. And now I think the goal is to try and save this AWP here. Archer's position is going to be known. Louty is with him, trying to get something done. The 2 Molotovs coming in. Going to push Archer out, and now I think, again, the call to save going to be made. They want to take this AWP, and the FAMAS as well, into the next round, keep as much money as they can. Louty finds the head and eventually finishes off Lumji. So doing a fair amount of economic damage, considering they've not bought much in this round at all on the Luminary side. You want to make sure, you know, you've got 1 or 2 players, at the very least, kind of every round buying up on your opposition to keep that economic pressure on, and kind of keep them in check so that their confidence doesn't get past them. Now, if Louty's able to save this AK going into the next round, that could be pretty huge as well, getting another kill. Does eventually go down, I'm not quite sure. Thought there was a player over towards mid. Trials is doing really well at the moment on the cleanup. So KiNgs take a 3rd round, cost them a fair few players though. And considering they didn't really buy much, Luminary, not all a bad eco around from them.
Yeah, indeed, and let's see what KiNgs go for into this round. They could be maybe looking to try and take up the pace. Right now they're grouping up over towards the B halls, all 5 players, and this isn't really something yet we've seen from them. So far it's been a bit of a standard split and pick default, which is, they slowly worked it from that. And this round it looks like they're going to try and just take it immediately towards the B bomb site. Flashes go in, players are blinded up, and the opening kill is found by Dream. Maze up close to the platform, actually does double down to find a second. Lottie now in position as well, finds one but does a lot of damage. So Dream down extremely low, Archer posted up on the cross. Great smoke though coming in by the T side, so they're taking this one very methodical, taking it very slowly as they get on towards the bomb site. Oh, and that's not going to be great. Squiddy catches Dream as he peeks in towards the drop room, so Shiki now the last man standing, and Archer playing around the smoke. Let's see if this begins to fade. Shiki up on top of the tree, this may not be expected.
There's any man to kind of do this on the KiNg side, it's certainly Shiki. He's got the experience, the clout to keep himself calm under pressure. Going to be peeking out though, as he's not quite aware of Squiddy being so close by to Archer and gets taken down. So as I sing his praises slightly, he's not able to get anything done, unfortunately, in the 1 versus 2 there. So KiNgs do lose a round out here, and as you can see from the economy, you know, in the previous round, round number 8, it would have been. They lost so many players, and now their economy's really not doing so great. Trials, luckily, was the one that survived, and therefore he had about 10k in the bank, so he's able to drop a few guns across. But Lumji with no utility at all, and I mean, if they lose this round here, either team, actually, this is quite a huge round. If either team lose this round, they're going to be economically reset. So an opportunity for Kings to get back into things, an opportunity for Luminary to get an even better scoreline on the CT side of Cobblestone. And this, of course, is the pick of Kings. They got the side that they wanted as well off the back of the knife. So really difficult for them at this stage. They need to be taking this round here, and Lauti opening up is not a great way to start things off. It at least does get traded. Whisk trading 2 back, in fact. Lumji now finally will get a kill that's untraded. So a 3-on-2. The CT defense is completely split here. Archer all the way over on that A bomb site. It's going to be up to Massey to pick up a couple of kills. His position isn't going to get checked, and he gets the double spray down, dropping the bomb as well. Whisk now in the 1-on-2. He's aware of the position of Massey, but Massey just needs to play for the rotates, wait for his teammate to come in. Gets a bit overzealous with the peak. Whisk will take him down, left on low HP, but not that it's really going to matter up against this AWP pit. Molotov goes on towards the rock. Archer is just watching the cross intently. There's only 30 seconds left. Smoke goes down, so Massey can try, Whisk rather, can try and get that bomb, and he will. Gonna go for the plant here. Archer taking it nice and slowly. Got to be aware of the fact that he's slightly lit, surely. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, so a couple of fake opportunities perhaps for Wix, but he is going to hold it down. Now it's all going to be on where he finds him. The AWP shot gets missed by Archer, though, as he's round the back. And the 4K comes in from Whisk. He saves the round for his team. Bit of a heartbreaking loss there for Luminary. Kings will be lucky to get away with that one, in all honesty.
Yeah, what a round by Whisk. Comes in with the quad kill. Shows up massively and puts Kings in a position where they are now in control of the economy. It's no longer Luminary that are in a position where they have the better buy, and they were about to take all the momentum in their favour. It goes the other way. A single FAMAS and 4 CZs, and these can't really be underestimated. Of course, we have to go ahead and point that out. We've seen that lately in the newest meta, I guess you could say. But Kings themselves, they have a decent enough buy. The problem is they have 3 SMGs, and up against these CZs, they are kind of close range versus close range exchanges, and that's when it can get a little bit awkward. Massey out, he's going to be able to find 1 trade. 2 successfully come in, but a nice little spray down almost towards the second. Into a 2-on-2. Lumji gets a little bit of info there as he peeks in towards the door and also finds some damage. But they do now need to be cautious of the flank. We can see Archer, he's going to be coming in from behind. The way he loves it. He should be able to find the flank, and let's see if they're going to be cautious of this one. Kashiki with the up, he can go back over towards the coop, he can post up towards this position, and now, yeah, the info has been found, and Lumji, he wins out that fight. So Squiddy all alone, 1-on-2, CZ in hand, and let's see if he's going to be able to actually find anything, because the time already is beginning to run down, and he doesn't currently have a defuse kit.
I don't think ultimately he's going to be able to take the round. He's got to find these players. Lumji playing it really well to make sure he's quite far away, so that even if he does go down, you know, the time is going to be in favour of Shiki to take that one. But again, you know, a good force buy coming in from Luminary. Kings have been a little bit sloppy on their anti-eco, anti-force buy rounds, in all honesty, in a lot of these cases. They managed to take the round in the end, which I suppose is the important thing going forward. Keep a hold of the AWP as well, so it shouldn't be too bad. And these players are a little bit more into the SMGs at the moment, and it should be another easy round. We've got the VP lineup. Quasi coming in towards ramp. Archer able to get 1, but I think that's pretty much all she wrote. As his teammates fall, and he will eventually also. Rotates are pretty speedy. The CZ able to pick up 1. Just a couple of kills for the Luminary side, but that's pretty much it.
That was interesting, I guess, the way they played the VP lineup on mid, because they kind of completely got rid of the thing that works for the VP lineup, and that's the fact that all the players are stacked, all the players find the contact at the same time, and they kind of just peaked 1 by 1. So yeah, that just gave the opportunity for the T side to clean up, and because I don't know the scoreline, as we would have expected, it is equalised, and the buy comes in for Luminary. It's not amazing. It is pretty solid in terms of the firepower. They have that 1 MP9 and a decent amount of utility, I guess, to back it up, but Kings are working with a stronger buy right now, and they are going to be just accumulating over towards the B halls, it seems. They want to try and focus on this side of the map right now, see what they can try and actually find, and let's see if they're going to be successful in trying to actually get any of those opening picks.
Been good so far from Kings, in fairness. They've found their footing in the past few rounds. Seem to be favouring the B-bomb site a lot more heavily than A. So that might be something for Luminary to consider. Unless you're going to get caught out, I believe, by the Molotov, going to push him back. That's not so good for the CT side, of course. That's one of the M4s going to get dropped as well. The buy, not brilliant for Luminary. No kits at all. They need to be getting those initial frags. So here they're going to need some kind of a hero play to come in. Shiki just crouching. He does get spotted, but not enough damage dealt. And a nice little shot onto Massey. Brings it into a 5-on-3 situation. It's now on Adam. He's all alone. Squiddy coming on the rotate will find one, but that's about all she wrote. 4 versus 1. As Archer is too far away, in all honesty.
Yeah, KiNgs, they're getting themselves into a really good position now. They're about to take the lead on the T side, and I think we're beginning to see why they chose to start on the T side. Definitely showing that they can really kind of abuse the defense. They're doing a good job at just weakening it, kind of taking it apart one by one, and just going towards that B bomb site every time. And so far, Luminary, they haven't really been able to stop it. Once again, now the economy for the CT side is not really going to allow a full buy into this next round. Most likely, I'd say it will be just pistols and Kevlar, just a, as you said, quasi investment, and just look to try and get some damage done, have some sort of opportunity to try and take the round, and focus towards getting that next gun investment, next full investment rather.
I mean, it's difficult at this point in time because they seem to be a little bit more reliant on at least Archer. He likes to have the AWP in hand. I think, you know, when they've had the money available, they've certainly done that on the CT side, but he tends to play a little bit more over towards A, and like I say, KiNgs in this, you know, streak of winning rounds have just been favouring the B bomb site. Seems to be the one that's working out for them. So might be an idea here, you know, if Luminary really want to get some more rounds on the board, for them to just go for a full buy when they next can, and stack everyone on the B bomb site. Just kind of go full, you know, risk play, because at this point in time, 6 rounds isn't bad, but they certainly have had ample opportunity to get a few more. Like you say, the quasi buy coming in here is again aggressive over towards long. Shiki going to find the first kill.
Yeah, good start once again for KiNgs into this one, able to get themselves the opening advantage. Will actually be traded back by Adam, so he goes ahead and claims himself the first kill towards that scoreboard, but the trades do instantly come in. The rifles come out on top, headshots are found, and Archer actually does step it up to find at least one. Let's see if he can find anything else right now. It is a 2-on-3, the HP not perfect for KiNgs. There is a bit of an opportunity right now for the CT side, and especially with Lottie also coming in on this flank, coming around through long, but Dream, he's expecting it, and he is able to win out that fight. So Archer now the last man standing. He has the M4, and he has 3 players to try and find without a defuse kit. Starts it off well by getting that first at least, but Whisk and Trials now, they are ready for this.
Playing off of each other beautifully as well here. I think Trials will get spotted out first, and Whisk is able to peek straight out. So very well played there. You know, if Trials doesn't win that fight, he's got a teammate available to help him out. Final round of the half coming in. The money for the T side is absolutely beautiful. They are balling right now. CT side, however, I believe we can't quite. No, it doesn't come up in the chat. I'm not quite sure how the might be a technical pause, maybe, that's been like forced. I'm not quite sure, in all honesty, because it's not come up in the chat anywhere. But either way, a pause coming in. Going to be an AWP out for Massey by the looks of things. So if they're wanting to take this round, Luminary are certainly in a very good position to do so. You know, if there's any round here, they've got a fair amount of utility, fair amount of kits, all the weaponry available that they would want. But it seems in these past few rounds, you know, it's really not been going their way. They've won 1 in the past 9 rounds, so it's really not an ideal place to be.
Yeah, certainly not the best. Also worth noting Adam only got his first kill in that previous round, so he has been struggling. If we can see him stepping it up as well, I think they have a good opportunity now. If they can take it up to 7, they're still in a pretty decent position. This is one of the few maps that's considered to be slightly biased towards the T side, so I'd say KiNgs coming into this one, they were expecting to go ahead and actually take the slight lead, but let's see if they'll be able to take it even further. Shiki, he indeed, it's a great opening frag there. I say peeks out and he'll just get taken straight down, and there was no real opportunity for the trade. The damage was at least found, but it wasn't enough for the kill. And now KiNgs once again have themselves that man advantage to work with, and also a lot of time to go ahead and try and capitalize on that.
Adam does manage to retrieve the AWP, in fairness. Shiki now watching the flank very cleverly indeed. Not going to be expecting a second player though, I don't think. Although he had kind of put a stop to his flank. So 5-on-3 situation. There's 2 immediately on the B bomb site, but it's going to need a little bit of a hero play coming in here. Maybe Adam can pop off with the AWP. Still remains to be seen. He's only had 1 kill so far this half. Make it a second now as he takes down Whisk. Archer and Louty come in together to pick up a couple of kills, but Trials ever reliable, and now they're going to make their way over towards A because they're aware of this flank. that's coming in. Whisk not too happy about that one. I don't know if you've got voice chat on. But,
no, I don't. I figured I better leave it off for the stream. But yeah, perfectly played by KiNg there. They're just able to walk straight over towards the A bomb site. They're aware of the flank, and now Archer's left in an awkward position. He has to go for it. Of course, he does at least have a defuse kit and a bit of utility. He's actually been able to spot out the first player as well. The shots kind of whiffed there, but Dream, he escapes unscathed. He's going to be able to fall back and not lose any HP at all. And now he's ready for the cross. Will he be able to connect the shot is the question. And yeah, they go for the double peak, so they play that perfectly, and KiNg's get themselves a 9-6 lead as we go in towards the second half. So that was a great performance on the T side, especially considering how they actually started that one. They were down 5-0, I believe. So yeah, it was just a great way to bring it back. And you have to think back to that round where they kind of ran out of time, the first gun round, I believe it was. How much more one-sided could this have been if they actually did take that one?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's difficult as well because you have to look to the Luminary side, right? And they won the pistol. So when it came down to the rifle play and, you know, those full buy rounds, KiNg's clearly leagues above at this point in time. Luminary, if they hadn't taken the pistol, we could have been looking at a 12-3 scoreline, you know. Yeah. So I think it's quite important for them to get the pistol here going into the second half, which is certainly doable on T-side Cobblestone if they have a bit of a strategy behind what they want to do. A little bit of utility coming out on Adam. I think Lumji, okay. 5 sets of armor for KiNg, so they're quite confident in their headshot ability. But still, I think Luminary, yeah, they really do need the pistol here because when it comes to using rifles, at least from what we've seen on the CT side, they're a little bit behind. So they need to get off to a good start, get that confidence rolling, and even up the scoreline.
That's a good start. Yeah, that's a great start. Shiki tries to get aggressive. It doesn't work. He gets completely shut down. And Luminary, they're going to go ahead and just commit to this B bomb site off the back of that. They're able to just go ahead and pinch between the drop room and the short position. But actually, the USP is they still come out victorious. Whisk with 2, Lumji with 1. Whisk takes that up to a hat trick. And Dream closes it out. So Luminary, it's ironic. They don't currently have a Dream. KiNg's do.
Indeed. Unfortunate. Like you say, they got off to a reasonably good start, but very well recovered there by the remaining CTs on the B bomb site. So 10th round on the board, perhaps looking to get 12. No bomb plan for Luminary, so the force buy going to come in. So we'll see what happens. Looks like they're going to go for a straight up B rush by all accounts. Straight through the Molotov. Archer is going to fly on through. He's all by himself down there, however. So remains to be seen whether he's able to find anything. Does have drop control, though, I suppose, in all fairness. So his teammates might be able to join him at a later date. But there are 3 players to deal with on that B bomb site. Rotates, of course, on Cobblestone, especially if they're in drop. Very, very quick indeed. So they're going to have to find the kills very early on. Not very much utility either. So their best hope here is to use the CZ to its advantage. Overwhelm these B site players. Try and find what they can. Flash going to come in onto plat from Whisk. Blinds up 4 of the players. Fortunately, no peek coming in. Shiki does regain the drop control. Squiddy will actually drop Lumji. Now it's going to be down on Whisk to hold it. And Shiki as well chiming in with a couple. Masse actually going to pick up 2 with that CZ. So it brings it into a 1-on-2 situation. Not quite able to finish off Whisk. Very close indeed to getting that clutch round. Yeah, a fair amount of economic damage done.
If he took down Whisk there, he would have actually had a good chance of winning that one. He would have been on a 1-on-1. Problem is, he didn't really know the position of the final player, so being so low down, it would have still been very awkward. But yeah, he almost pulls it off. He at least gets some damage done. But you can see so far into these gun rounds, KiNg's, they definitely just show that individual prowess that they have. They show that they have the firepower, and it's just paying off even over the kind of preparation so far of Luminary. And coming into this one, they only have Glocks as well. They don't have a single upgraded pistol, no utility at all, and they're just going to try and rush over towards the A bomb site. Their goal it's to get that bomb down, get the extra $800. That'll allow for a bit of a stronger buy in the following round. And actually, that 1 kill could be maybe a bit of a bonus as well. Masse gets himself a single kill as well, as does Lahi, but Trials just mows them down. So Bank is found in the end. And KiNg's now lead with a 2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, I mean, we have to, again, consider this is the pick of KiNg's, and I think if you're slightly more comfortable on a map on the CT side, you can play that aggression a hell of a lot better, especially on Cobblestone, where it's so important. You've also got the kind of the off-angle type thing that you can fall back to, where you hold a little bit of a weird angle where someone on the Luminary side has never even considered that to be viable. You know, there's all kind of factors that you can play with here on Cobblestone. Although I suppose Luminary let it go through, so they have to be at least a little bit confident on it. But ultimately, I think they need to take this round. Otherwise, this game's really going to start running away with them. Kings, if they win this, could quite easily get themselves up to 14. Trials opening up is certainly not a great way to start off for the Luminary side. Dream trading back Squiddy as well. Trade after trade after trade. So it's into a 3-on-1, but Whisk finds the lonesome player over towards the B halls. Picks up that kill, brings it into a 3-on-2. So now, Masse and Adam. Masse's certainly been playing very, very well indeed this game for Luminary, but Adam, unfortunately, not quite as reliable. He does seem to hear me, however, as he takes down Cheeky. It's going to be A control secured for the T side. Bomb should be going down momentarily.
Yeah, good work by Luminary to go ahead and recover in this round now. They get themselves some control over towards A. They have the bomb planted. And now it's going to be up to Kings to go ahead and get this retake. Lumji and Whisk to be exact. One coming from Connector, one coming in from Long. The flank it may not be expected. It doesn't seem like they are being very cautious of this at the moment. No inkling's been found apparently. And Whisk, he's given the opportunity and he does pounce. Takes down Adam. The final player also going to be spotted out now on the bomb site. Masse jumping up on top of the site. And it doesn't work out in his favour. So there you have it, the round that is going to be claimed by Kings. And as you said, Luminary, if they lose that one, then this is going to start to run away. At least the bomb plant is found, so they may be able to get some sort of buy into this next round. But Kings, they lead by so much right now. 7 rounds. A large deficit for Luminary to overcome right now.
What starts happening here as well is you can play a bit more, like, not aggressive, because I feel like they already are playing quite aggressive on the King side, but a hell of a lot more risky. Do you know what I mean? Like, they might try and flash through some smokes, play over towards middle.
They're playing to win, not to lose, so I guess it's
exactly.
Yeah. Luminary, as we said, they will get some sort of investment, but looking at it, look how limited they are on the utility. They have a single smoke and 3 flashes. It may be enough because they look to go for a quick round over towards B, so it could work out. But Kings themselves are set up quite strongly, so let's see. Whiskey's going to be over towards Chicken Coop. Cheeky spotting the short block push, and he just sprays down 2 instantly, and Lumji also in the corner, not going to be checked, and he cleans up with 3. So there you have it, all in favour of Kings. Luminary, they don't even get the bomb planted to that one. They get picked apart, and Kings now in such a great position to just go ahead and close out this map. Another investment is going to come in by Luminary. It's not amazing. It's 2 rifles, a deagle, 2 UMPs, and a bit more utility, of course, than the previous round, which is good to see. But it's not going to be amazing. And if they lose this one, then they're going to be working with a similar buy into the next round.
Even with the full buys, they're struggling as well. You know, that round so beautifully played by Kings. They have a little bit of a bait setup going on. You know, one player over towards Chicken Coop, and obviously you had Lumji in the little cubby corner below stairs. He just peeks out and does his job perfectly. So there's not really much that you can do about that. There's just too many players to be facing off at any one time, and they've not really got the utility on the T side to be flushing out all those kind of positions. Another opening pick from Whisk. However, Lorty and Squiddy have found 2 for themselves, so they'll be able to get themselves across onto this A bomb site once this smoke comes down on towards Connector. Whisk, though, like I said, this slightly more risky style. He gets aggressive, picks up 2, going to drop the bomb. Brings back the man advantage for his team. Lorty's trying to find what he can, but gets tagged down to fairly low HP and will eventually fall. 2 comes in for Adam, however, one of the quieter players on this Luminary side. He's now got 1 more to find, playing the head glitch angle. They can't quite find it, though, either player, as he gets a bit more aggressive. But Whisk will punish and end the round. So close for Luminary in that round, but not quite close enough. And close is really not going to do it at this point in time. 15-6, 9 match points Kings have got to play with.
Yeah, 9 map points indeed. So all they need to do is take 1 single round to close out this first map and get themselves a 1-0 lead. It is, of course, as you said, their own map choice, but it's just a good start. It's what you're expecting coming in. You put yourselves in a comfortable position where even if you lose your opponent's map pick, it's not going to be a big deal. You're also in a good spot to try and 2-0. So there you go, another good start into this round for Kings. We see Lottie trying to get aggressive. He pushes straight into the crosshair of Trials and he gets taken down. So Luminary now in a 4-on-5 on the back foot to actually try and keep themselves in this map, or else we will be heading over towards the second. And let's see, right now, grouping up over towards middle. 3 players in this position. They have the bomb also brought towards this side of the map at the moment, but we do see, I believe that is Adam lurking over towards the other side of the map. And Masse, he's going to find contact, and it actually works out in his favour. So the UMP takes down Trials, and now it's back into a 4-on-3.
As well. He chimes in a little bit, helping out the team. KiNg's with the man advantage here. Of course, with that stronger utility at this point in time, the UMP still in the hands of Massey, so everything not really in the favour of Luminary. They're going to have to try and find something, an opening somewhere. Got a little bit of control over towards Platt, and Adam feels like there's no one really here. We'll make sure there's no one here on the B-bomb site as he finds the head of Lumji. Whisk now watching the cross. There's no smoke to make sure they can get across, so one gets picked up by Whisk. Adam now going to strike, finds two here, coming alive in these past few rounds, in all honesty. Gets himself a 3K, almost caught out reloading by Shiki, but we'll also find him. So that's at least one for the highlight reel, as Luminary looking to start the comeback. They might just be able to get another round on the board here as well, because that economy of the CT side is not really ideal.
Yeah.
Whisk does have a fair amount of solo economy, but as a team, not really brilliant.
They're playing this conservatively. I like it. They're not investing in. They don't really need to. You know, they currently lead by 8 rounds, so they can afford to give up 1 or 2 and just close it eventually. Even if a couple of rounds are found for Luminary, it's not really too important. So they keep themselves most of their economy. They will probably be going for a double eco. I don't think they can buy into the following, so they're still going to be a little bit low. They try to get aggressive into this one. It doesn't really work out though. Whiskey gets shut down. Adam starts it off, and so does Lottie. So there you have it. 2-man advantage found for the T side. They get themselves a lot of map control to work with as well. And also with a heavy firepower advantage now, they should be able to claim themselves an 8th round.
Certainly looks doable. Now they've got the difficulty though of, you know, if they want to make this comeback happen, they need to not only be winning rounds but be winning them decisively, right? And keep up the pressure and make sure they've got the economy going forward to buy up whatever they want, whatever they need, so they have everything available to them. Whilst he goes down, getting a bit aggressive, but I think ultimately he should still be the round here, as the bomb plant's going to get planted in a pretty open position. Everybody able to get themselves into some pretty good post plants. Adam holding out the flank, finds Shiki, so the best they can really hope for is to do a bit more economic damage, but it doesn't really look like it's going to happen for the KiNg side, as now it's just Dream all by himself, and he gets himself gooshed out and taken down eventually through the doorway. So Luminary, it seems a good couple of rounds, especially from Adam coming alive, but again, it's kind of the whole mentality issue. Now that the pressure is sort of off, they mentally are obviously still trying, you know, and going for the comeback, but mentally might have checked out of this one and said, right, we can just take the L here, it's not our pick, go into overpass, win on that, and at least take us to the decider. So they're playing a little bit more of a loose, aggressive style, and sometimes that can be a bit hard to deal with while KiNgs try and readjust. But they've got plenty of rounds to readjust if they need.
Yeah, ooh, nice lineup by Whisk. Going to be able to claim 2. The trade, it's yet to come in, but it will eventually by Massey. So another may even be found. Low HP onto Dream, but he somehow escapes with his life for the moment. So a 3-on-3 in play. Weapon advantage still slightly in favour of the Luminary side, but HP-wise it's quite even. Nice found by Archer though. That one was quite important. Able to get his way now over towards the B-bomb site. They know the flank is clear. They can get the bomb planted. And then they have a decent after plant to work with as well as that man advantage. And there you go, another headshot will be found. So Adam taps away the head of Dream, and Trials is now the last man standing. So it is going to be a 9th round going onto the board for Luminary. And if you're KiNgs, when would you really start worrying about this?
I'd say, like, if you lose the next gun round, then go for a timeout, in all honesty, because you don't, even though that is technically speaking going to be the next round, so I suppose when if it goes to a 15-10 scoreline, then go for a timeout, because, you know, you might feel like you have a fair few rounds in the lead, but you can really start to lose yourself, especially if you don't talk over what's going on. And at the very least, you know, just take a pause and slow down the momentum of Luminary, let them kind of stew in their own thoughts for a little bit. So this round here, I think, is quite important for both teams. Obviously, if KiNgs win it, it's going to be the end of the game. But if they lose it, then Luminary really do have an opportunity to start closing up that scoreline, possibly take us to overtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really important here for KiNgs to start closing this game out.
Yeah, no op still for the KiNgs side. We haven't really seen them used throughout the series too much. It's been mostly the rifles, to be honest. Archer, of course, had it a few times, as did Massey. Mostly just the M4s and AKs have been out on the field. So let's see what's going to be found out into this one for Luminary. They have a lot of utility to work with. Right now they're just looking to go for a bit of a default control towards drop room. Control over towards mid as well. And Let's see what they're going to be able to find. Drop room at the moment that has been given up by the King's player. Shiki instead playing under towards this Taz position. Or at least it was originally playing under towards this Taz position, but kind of moving around still. Looking to see if he can find anything, and he should have been aware of the noise of the footsteps there. That should have given away when Luminary sent the player down. The drop should have been heard, and a bit of info at least should be now known for Kings. And you can see there, it looks like they're expecting an A hit onto this one, and they could be correct. The bomb it is at the moment back in the B hall, so they could still bring it back towards the B bomb site. And as I say that as well, the bomb actually does go back over towards this side of the map. So a gamble coming in right now by the King side, and it may not pay off.
Perhaps overthinking themselves a little bit, in all honesty. But they do, at the very least, have Whisk playing very aggressive here. They're going to be checking his position. He's actually turned into the wall as not to get blinded, I don't think. Archer will find Lungy, leaves him on fairly low HP, though. That allows Whisk to peek out. Actually picking up 3. Going to be dropping the bomb as well. Yet to be traded back. Going to get himself a 4th. Looking for the ace here, and he finds it. What an end to the first map. As Whisk, his position goes unchecked.